This is how you light your subject 8 different ways with one light. Let's get into it. So today I'm going to use the same setup, not going to move my subject, and we're only going to use one light. My camera settings are the Pixel 6K paired with the 45mm Blazar lens. I just love anamorphic, and as I've gotten more and more into filmmaking, I just have really gravitated towards my film. So I figured I'd use that for this example. All the camera settings are going to be the same throughout it. 23 frames per second, 400 native ISO. The shutter speed is going to be 172, and then I'm going to have my color temp set to about 4250 because I like a good in between, not too cold, not too warm. The light I'm choosing to use is the Nanlite FC720C. It's the RGB full color, so it's got a full spectrum and it just rocks. And then I have a 90-degree dome for it that is just perfect for shaping. So let's get into it. The first thing we're gonna do is Rembrandt. You're gonna think of this as like classic cinematic portrait. I have a softbox attached to it, and I'm gonna position it just about 45 degrees away from me, the actor. The height should be just slightly above eye level, angled down towards your face. You wanna look for that small triangle of light under the eye or the shadow. That's really gonna help sell this Rembrandt look, and this is what you see a lot in like character introductions, interview, and sometimes gangster scenes. When we think of hard light, we usually think of like noir, crime thriller, and Fincher. You wanna have it be bare bulb, maybe a Fresnel, positioned about 90 degrees away from your actor, just on the side of them. Remember to keep the opposite side completely black. You can add haze if you want to. I always do, but you don't always need to. This is going to give you that half face, half shadow look that you see a lot of times in like crime thrillers, noirs, and like I said, David Fincher movies. The backlight is a super easy way to show like mystery and that something feels threatening. The light should be hard or maybe slightly diffused, but you don't want to completely soften it because it's going to give away that harsh, creepy look. You want to position it directly behind the character or actor. The camera should face towards the actor and expose for the light rather than the face. And this is going to give you that silhouette-y look that you usually see in like horrors, reveals, entrances, and like mystery type films. When you think of a top light, in most situations it's going to be dark, oppressive. The light source is going to be hard. I don't always like that, so I'm going to add a little diffusion in between it just to soften it a little bit, but it's still going to give us a dramatic look. Make sure you position it directly above and slightly in front of the subject and aim it downward. Keep the room dark, otherwise it just isn't going to make a whole lot of sense. This will help you keep dark shadows under the eyes and the jaw. Think interrogation room, crime boss, villain. When you think of bounce light, you're typically just bouncing off a white source back onto your subject. Here I have the light source harsh, bounced off the ceiling just straight onto me. This is typically used for like rom-coms, sitcom shows, those types of things where it lights up the whole room but also helps push those shadows out. It just feels warm and inviting, but also it's a good way to just kind of light the whole room, and then you can start to diffuse and build and shape around that. Another technique I like to use that's similar is called book lighting, where you bounce it off a white bounce, but then you still have another silk to help diffuse it just a little bit more. This is typically what you'll see in a lot of cinematic documentaries, and a lot of films that use an anamorphic lens seem to lean into book lighting as well. Floor lighting is really only used for horror films and scary intimidation tactics. It's going to be super harsh, pointed directly up at your subject, causing these shadows and this creepy look. Bonus tip, if your light is not mono or bi and it's RGB, you can get tons of creepy stuff with it, and you can do a wide variety of different scenes with colors. I recommend trying this out, and you can get so many different types of things. So yeah, this is how you take one light with one subject and use it in 8 different ways. Comment and let me know what you think.